Hello, I'm Shaina from Shaina Falcone Fitness. Today I am going to lead you through a Pilates flow that really focuses on the hips and the backside. You don't need any equipment. We are going to start on our knees kneeling, so if this is uncomfortable for you, you could roll up a towel and place it underneath your knees. I'd like you to join me here. We're going to take a nice deep breath. I want you to feel like you're lifting up to the ceiling. Exhale, push the palms down. Inhale, reach up, lengthen out through your waist. Exhale, all the way down. Let's do two more. We're using this breathing to kind of bring our attention inward. Just notice how you're feeling today. Try to release any tension in your head and neck. Last one, we're gonna stay here. We're gonna lift our arms up to the front and then just gently push them back. So you're just floating them up and then pushing like you're pressing down through the water. So I'm kind of opening my fingers a little bit and pressing with my palm. I'm gonna show you from the side. We're gonna do two more. We're gonna add a little kneeling squat. So you're gonna go down and then push back. Just letting those arms flow nicely here. Drop down, push it back. You could also do this standing if kneeling just is really not your thing. So you could just do a standing squat if you like. Down and up. Let's do four more. Getting some heat in through the thighs here. Push back. One more. Now we're gonna hold it about halfway down. Just bring your hands together in a little prayer and then lift up a little and down. So we're just doing a little hover kneeling squat here, firing up the quadriceps. So you can probably feel that. Woo. Bring it up and down. You got this. I know it's starting to burn. It's just temporary for 3, 2, 1. We're gonna bring the arms out and then we're gonna bring your palms forward, rotate your palms back, come up. So we're back into our squat and we've just switched up the arms forward and then push back. So we're just kind of rotating here at the shoulder joint, opening up across the chest. If you've been hunched over today, which most of us are on a screen, this feeling should feel really nice of just pushing and opening. This one kind of reminds me of swimming, which I love in warm water. Down and push. Get your thumbs down and then thumbs up. Two more. One more. And again, we've got those pulses. You're gonna bring your hands into prayer, sink it down as low as you feel comfortable, halfway up and down. I'll show you from the side. So just a little tiny lift and lower here, a little pulse. Woo. Yeah, we're just bringing the heat right from the beginning today. Keep going. Tiny little pulses. 4 more. 3, we're gonna take a big deep breath after 2 more. 1 more, inhale, reach it up. Exhale around. We're gonna come onto your 4-point quadruped stance. So you're gonna bring your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Let's just stretch out your back. We're gonna do a cat-cow. So inhale, right here with a long spine. Exhale, I'd like you to round up, pushing the mat away. Scoop through your center, hold it here, deep breath, and then release. Let your chest come down, let your head come up, and again, exhale to curl all the way up, push it away. Inhale to open, notice your elbows are soft, and you're really trying to move through that lower back here. Push the tailbone out. Let's do one more. Cat, and now we're gonna just release to a long spine here. We're gonna drop down onto our elbows. You're gonna take your leg that's closest to me. You're gonna extend it out. We're not gonna rotate the hip open. We're gonna keep the hip down. Toes are just reaching long, and we're gonna do some nice circles. Doesn't have to be big. You're just drawing a circle, maybe about the size of a basketball, lengthening out through your hip, trying to keep your hip bones square to the mat. And upper body is not on vacation here. We are pushing off the mat. It's Staying very active through the shoulders. Do one more, and now reverse it. Up and around. The circle will be bigger if you let your hips open, but I'd like for this section, your hips to be down facing the mat. You have 3, 2, 1. We're gonna bring that leg in. We're gonna prop ourselves up on our front arm, but still stay square to the mat. We're gonna flex our foot. We're gonna push the leg back and then tap the knee in. So I want you to get your leg fully straight right here. Bam, all the way out. Push. Sometimes this move happens and we don't really finish it. So I want you to go, okay, there's something there and I have to really press away to push it away. Press and push. And down. Good. So I'm trying to reach as far as I can, still keeping my hips down though. 4 more. 3, 2, 1 more. And now we get to open it to the side and oh, it feels so good. Hold it here. You can be up on spider fingers. You can have your hand down. Just little tiny lifts here. Little tiny pulses. It's such a nice stretch through the front of the hip here. And if your head is bothering you, if your neck needs a break, just look down at the mat. We're gonna do 4, 3, 2, hold it up. Now we're gonna swoop the leg forward as far as it goes for you. Do a little tap, open it up, and then just stretch backwards just a little bit. So you'll feel the point where you feel like, okay, this is where I wanna stop the stretch. Make sure that you're not feeling any pain in the lower back when you swoop the leg back. We wanna stay strong through our center here. So we're trying not to sink. I know, there's a lot going on. Do what you can. Bring it to the front. Notice we have kind of a slower pace here. So we're controlling the leg down, opening it up, bring it around, yes, and up. Let's do 2 more. And stay lifted through your center. 1 more. I know the leg gets very heavy. Open it back. We're gonna bring it down. Come up on both arms if you can, otherwise you can stay on the elbow. You're gonna do a little bent leg lift, tap it down. So think of pushing your heel toward the ceiling. And again, we're lifted through the lower back, trying not to sink or dip. Elbows are gonna be soft. And for those of you that are feeling like your upper body wants to join this party, I'm gonna give you the option of doing a little push-up right here. So you drop down, nose to mat, bring it up. So that heel pushes up as you dive down. This is totally optional, but if you want it, it's here for you. I'd like you to push away from the mat if you're doing the push-ups. Spread out your fingers, really use your palm. In and down. 4 more. 3, we'll get a little break in a second. 2, I know, it's a lot. 1 more, open up the knees. Child's pose here. Let's wiggle those hips out. Okay, we're gonna bring it into a plank. If you need to do this from your elbows, please take that option. We're gonna come forward. We're gonna just curl the toes under, push out into a plank. You're gonna take that leg that was just working, so your front leg, you're gonna cross it underneath. So now we've got crossed ankles here. We're gonna take a big deep breath. Exhale, push up into a pike. So it's like a crossed ankle pike here. Adjust as you need to. And then we're gonna lower down and we're gonna lift up through the head and chest. So push the mat away, press through your palms, and then open it up nice and long. Exhale, lengthen out through your spine. Open it up. I love this stretch. So this is a great workout to do as an active recovery day. If you've done a nice strength workout the day before, just really working on flexibility. 2 more, and we are getting that heart rate up a little bit here. 1 more. Hold it here. And if you can, you're gonna bend that front leg, you're gonna pull it in, press it back. Now, if this is too much, come down onto the opposite knee. We're just drawing that knee into the chest, pushing the mat away. We just have 3, 2, 1 more. Uncurl the feet, drop it down, sink back. Wiggle out those hips. You're going to roll it up, roll the shoulders back, and we're gonna repeat it on the other side. So I'll just swing around so that you can still see. You could stay exactly where you are. We're gonna come onto the elbows, and we're gonna just lift that back leg up, hips square to the mat, lifted through the upper body, and we do our little circles. Starting again at the top, up and around. And we're just thinking of lengthening out through the toes, stretching out away from the hip, but not rotating that hip out. 2 more. 1 more, and now we reverse. So up and around. I love alternating strength days with Pilates days. It feels so good. It's a really nice way to recover and still get that nice stretch. Ooh, and heat through the body on those days. 2 more. 1 more. Just drop it down. Come up onto your front arm. You're gonna flex the foot, bend the knee, push that leg out. Remember, we're looking for full range of motion. So what I mean when I say that is not going to like here. See that? I wanna go, woo, as far as that leg can stretch. Push out through the heel. Make it intentional. Really mean it when you push out. Woo, down. We're not going halfway here. We came here today, we showed up. We're gonna go all the way with that stretch. Put your intention into the movement. Press and in. Press like there's something there and you have to push it away. In and out. 3 more. Push. Take your time. 1 more. Push. Bring it down. And now we can just open it up. Feels so good. And just go little tiny pulses here, up and down. Lengthening out through your toes. Feel like there's energy reaching out through the top of your head, out through your toes. You're lifted off the mat. So again, upper body is still very active here. We're going for 3, 2, hold. We're gonna do those taps forward. So you swing the leg forward. Open it up and then pull it back a little so you can get just a nice little stretch through the hips. Making sure that your back likes this part of the move, going backwards. If not, you could just stop in the center and not really pull backwards as much. Front. So as we swing the leg forward, we're trying not to tuck under with the hips. It's really just the leg moving, and we're trying to keep our back pretty still during this move. Bring it forward. Swing it around. Again, slowly. I know the leg gets so heavy here. It can be very challenging to work with your own body weight. 2 more. Swoop. And stretch it back. Good. 1 more. And back. We're gonna bring it in. We're gonna flex the foot. You can come up if you like, and we're just gonna go heel press to the ceiling and lower. So notice I lifted up through the center there, trying not to sink through the lower back, up and down. And again, like we did on the other side, if you are ready for that push-up party, you can join me after this one. I'm gonna drop it down, bend the elbows. Notice the elbows bend pretty backwards rather than out to the side. This is a narrow push-up, targeting the triceps. Breathe in. So the elbows are kind of pulling into your sides. And we're pressing that heel up. And if you're doing the push-up, you're spreading out your fingers, pushing the mat away here. Down and up. Think about your breathing. We're trying not to hold our breath, so breathe in, breathe out. I like to exhale on this push here. 2 more. 1 more. Woo! Let's open up the knees, take it back. And we did the plank on side one. So we're gonna do it on side two. You're gonna curl the toes under. You can do this from your elbows, remember, if you need to. Bring it forward, push off the mat, bend the leg that you were just using, that front leg. Cross it under. You may need to adjust as we go. We're gonna pike it up here. Push those hips all the way up. And then lengthen down, lifting through the top of your head, lifting out of your chest. So I don't want any droopy heads here. If we were all in the same room, I'd say heads up. Whenever I say that, all the heads just snap up automatically. Bring it up. Push away. This is a really nice stretch for the back of the legs. You're gonna do 2 more. And open. 1 more. And now we're gonna hold it here. You could drop the back knee if you like, otherwise pull the knee forward. Woo! Cross it back. You're just drawing that knee in towards the elbow. 3 more. Stay lifted if you can. I know it gets tricky. 1 more. Good. Bring the feet wider, drop down, and stretch. And you're just gonna wiggle side to side, roll it up here. And we're gonna come into a 90-90 position. So you're gonna take your front leg, and what usually happens when we sit into this position is this knee comes over here. So I want you to be very conscious of the knee being in line with the hip. You could have your back leg wherever you want. We're just gonna stay here. I said we were gonna do some hip love work today, so we're just sitting here. Deep breath in. Hands are gonna come behind the head, and we're gonna feel like we're being pulled to the ceiling. We're gonna do a little dip over to the right, bring it up. Over to the right, tiny little dip here. Over and up. Excellent. You're just dropping that elbow towards the mat just a little bit here. Good. It's a small move, but it is not easy. And up. Let's go 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Just bring it up. Take a nice little twist towards the back. And now you're gonna come down onto your elbow, stack the legs, and we're gonna lift it up into a little side plank. Lift it up here, take the top leg, stretch it out. Bring it in. If you need more support, this arm could come down here. Stretch it out, drop it down, reach. Now I want you to lift underneath like I'm there and I've got my little fingers underneath your ribs and I'm just pulling you up gently off the mat. 4 more. 3, 2, 1 more. Drop it down. You can just push off. Take a nice little stretch here to the other side. 1 more thing on this side. We're gonna come down. You could do this with your bottom hip down. You're gonna take your top leg, bring it back. Take your top arm, bring it up. We're gonna pull in, reach it out. That's option 1. Option 2, come up into that little side plank, pull in, stretch it out. So we're doing a nice little oppositional reach here. Choose your option and join me. Pull in, stretch on that diagonal. If you're not ready to lift the hip up, it's okay. It's fine. You can work on it in the future. Every day is a chance to get stronger. It's never too late, and you will be surprised when you stay consistent how you really see progress. 1 more. Woo, drop down. Take a little stretch here. Bring it up. And we're just gonna go right away to the other side. So it's that 90-90. Remember, the leg isn't out here. I know it's hard to get it forward. If you can, I'd also like you to flex your foot. Have your back leg wherever you need. Lift up out of the waist. We go side bend. And then bring it up. So this might be small. It might feel different on this side than the other. That's okay. Sometimes we are tighter on one side than the other, and it's fine. We're just working on it. I'm always working on everything. I am a work in progress. I think it's okay. Always trying to be just a little bit better, a little bit stronger than I was yesterday. And that is a good enough goal for me. Bring it up. I always think just showing up to your workout is a huge win because not everybody can find the time. So if you found the time today to show up, just feel good about yourself. Not every workout's gonna feel perfect. You're not gonna feel every single day like, oh, that was the best workout ever, but just showing up, you're doing something good for your health, physical health, mental health. You're putting yourself first. It's not a bad thing. Let's do 3 more. I always say, I feel like I can be a better mother when I've had my workout. 1 more. Good. And now just take it into a little twist to that side. And then we're gonna come down. Elbows directly under your shoulder. Stack hips, one on top of the other, knees one on top of the other. We're gonna bring the hips up, lift up, stretch the leg out, bring it down. Now again, you could do this move also with the hips down. So that's an option. And then progress to lifting the hips up when you're ready. So there's always a way to modify and make it work for you. Exhale. Stretch. So I'm reaching up to the ceiling and then I'm stretching this leg all the way out. Again, that intentional lengthening movement. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Drop it down. Let's just kind of bring it up and over into like a little mermaid on the beach stretch. Bring it up and around. Option 1, leg goes behind, arm goes in front. You pull and press. Option 2, you lift up, leg goes behind, arm goes in front, pull and press. Join me, whichever version. I love this one for that stretch in both directions. Nice oppositional pull here. And up. Reach. Just keep breathing, you 4 more. A stretch is coming. 2, reach. 1 more, drop it down. Good, and bring it up. We're gonna roll onto our back. So let's just bring the legs about hip width apart. Bring your arms up and then slowly soften down. Make this transition an exercise. Let's float the arms up, circle them around. Bring your feet in, palms pressed down. We're gonna roll into a bridge. So take a deep breath. You're gonna exhale, curl your hips, draw your lower back into the mat and peel off until your hips are lifted. Push your hands down, deep breath here, press in through your feet, and then it's like you're melting through your ribs. So you're slowly rolling down. Your lower back comes into the mat and then lifts off. And again, we're gonna peel up. So curling the hips, peeling up really slowly, push down into the mat at the top, deep breath, and then melt down. It's like you're laying one vertebra down at a time. So just kind of get that image in your mind and down. We have 2 more. We curl the hips, roll it up. Think of lengthening out through your knees and then just softening your spine down. Let's do 1 more and we're gonna hold it up there. So we curl, we roll it up, and we're gonna stay here. And we're just gonna start to march. So push your hands down, lift 1 leg off, drop it down, other leg off and down. Just gently peeling the foot off the mat, trying not to plunk it down. So we're kind of intentionally lowering the foot. Every movement is happening here with control. 4 more. We're gonna go into some single leg glute bridge work. 1 more. All right, lift up your front leg, the leg that's closest to me, and you're gonna shoot it out and bring it in. Now, this may be enough of a challenge for you and you can stay here. Otherwise, I'm gonna lift the opposite arm up, stretch arm and leg away, pull it in. The key here is to continue to push into the mat with that foot that's down and press those hips up. You can push down through that arm that's on the mat. We're trying to keep our hips lifted as we're moving the leg and the arm if you're doing that version. You have 3 more. Push. 2 more. 1 more. Bring it in. Lower the leg. Let's roll it down and just take a little break for just a hot second, and then we roll it up. Push the hands down to start. Opposite leg is going to lift, and let's press it out, lengthening it, bring it in. You're pushing into the mat with all of your contact points to keep your hips lifted. And then, if you want to, you could lift off that arm and bring it up. So I am fighting so hard. You can't maybe tell, but I'm fighting so hard to keep the hips lifted here. I'm really pushing firmly with that leg that's grounded down into the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Push down with that opposite arm into the mat. Stretch. Draw it in. Let's do 3 more. Last one. Bring the hand down if it was up. Bring it down. Roll all the way down. One leg up, other leg up. Just rock side to side here. Bring the legs up to tabletop, arms out to the side. If your knees are into your chest, I want you to push them away so the knees are stacked right on top of the hips. We lower the legs to one side. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, pull them up. Go to the other side. The top hip lifts off. You bring it up. Again, legs to the side. Exhale, pull it up. Drop to the side. Pull it up. Let's do 2 more. 1 more. And now this is one of my favorites. You're gonna drop the legs on a diagonal here, and it's a little dip, so your thighs move away from the body. Exhale, they pull in. Just very small, thighs move away. Bring it in. So it's a little dip. You're lowering the legs. Exhale, pull them in, and it's all happening on the diagonal. 2 more. 1 more. Bring it up. Go to the other side. So you start on that diagonal, and then the thighs move away from the body. They pull in. Dip the legs down. Exhale. Scoop it up. Breathe in. Breathe out. So you're balancing on your bottom hip. Your top hip is lifted. Lower the legs. Pull them in. 3 more. 2. 1 more. Bring it in. Let's just take a little break here. I'm going to show you this section with the upper body up. If you prefer to keep your head down, go ahead. You're going to make a basket with your hands. Bring them behind your head. Legs come up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Press it up. Extend your right leg. Bring it in. Lower down. Let's repeat with the left leg. Curl up. Press out. In and down. Nice and slowly. Up. Out. In and down. Now, I'm going to kind of layer onto this. So this is where you could leave this move. Just right here. Out. In and down. I'm going to do 1 more like this. Out. In and down. Now watch the progression. We're going to curl up. Your gaze is on your thighs. You go out, lower, lift, and down. Try it the other side. Leg goes out, lower, lift, and down. Curl it up. Press out, in, and down. Just remember, always looking right at your thighs. Don't let your head tilt back. Bring it out. In and down. 1 more. Stretch out. Lower, lift, and down. Now we're going to hold it with that front leg. So bring it up. This leg is going to go lower and lift. It can be really small. You can lower the upper body if you need to. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Woo! Bring it in. Let's try it on the other side. Curl up, gaze at your thigh, press it out, lower, and lift. Push your head backwards into your arms to release your neck. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, bring it back. I want you to flex your feet here. We're gonna curl up, push your feet out, point the toes, bring it down. Flex. Curl up, press out, point the toes, bring it in. Again, upper body does not have to be involved. Press out, point, and in. So we're just bringing the feet into this. Flex the feet, point the toes. I know it's a little bit of brain work. It's okay. Mental coordination never hurt anybody. Bring it up, and if you're like, the feet are too much, just do your best. I'm not looking for perfection. Press out, flex, point the toes in. 2 more, flex. You push, point, and in. 1 more, point, and in. We're gonna stretch the legs up. You could do this again with upper body down or curl it up, and we're gonna do little scissor drops. Maybe try lifting up a bit higher. Reach out through the toes. I want you to lengthen out and try to stretch your leg as far away from you as you can get it. Go 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Let's just roll over onto our stomach here and do a little extension after that flexion work. So palms down, toes are out. Bring it up. Drop it down. 2 more, press up. And down, go as high as it feels good for you. Push off the mat. And we're gonna end with some frog lifts. So you're just gonna stack your hands one on top of the other. Heels come together, knees go out to the side. You could rest down or you could have your upper body up a little, totally up to you. Squeeze your heels together. Little tiny lift, drop down. Now for some of you, your knees are barely gonna lift off the mat, and that is absolutely fine. It may just be something that you work on for a while. If that's the case, I want you to really focus on squeezing the heels together. A good cue that I use a lot is that you have a $100 bill between your heels. You cannot drop it. I don't know, who wants to lose $100? I definitely don't. So squeeze those heels together. Keep that money in there tight and drop it down. Tiny little lift. Remember again, you could rest your head all the way down. For me, it just feels better to be up in this little lifted position. Let's go. Open those knees out to the side. Whew. Okay, the words you've been waiting for, last 4. Squeeze those heels, push them in for the last 2. 1 more, and then let the legs rest it out. 1 more little lift here. If your shoulders are scrunched up, just release them. Shake out the head, bring it back. Stretch through the hips, wiggle side to side here. Take a deep breath, roll it up. Roll the shoulders, and we did it. A lot of hip love today. Oh, a lot of backside love. Let's take 1 more deep breath for me and let it all go. Thank you so much for showing up today. I'm so glad we did this together. And if you want more from me, you can find me at ShainaFalconeFitness.com.